Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crafty Little Megan. This week I decided to paint a cup. I got so many compliments and people driven to my channel from my wristlet that I decided what better way to drive more traffic than to paint a cup that I can walk around and work with. So I went for a mermaid design that I knew my daughter would love, and it just is so girly and cute and so on trend right now. So I really hope you enjoy it.
It's summer right now, so I knew that I wanted some kind of beachy or under the sea theme for this cup. I originally was going to do underwater animals like a whale or a narwhal, jellyfish, that kind of thing. But when I saw a clip art image of a mermaid, I decided to go in that direction because I have a 5-year-old daughter and I knew that she would love it. This cup was originally white, and I painted just a flat layer of a pastel blue over top of the white. It was a little dinged up because of course I got it at Goodwill. I'm usually drawn to more vibrant colors, but I thought I would do something a little different here, so I went with a pastel vibe. I thought it fit perfect with the under the water theme. So I started off by painting a large open clamshell. I wanted it to serve as almost a throne. You might see in the background a little bit of an outline. I did an original outline using contact paper from the drawing that I did just on regular paper to test out my idea. But I would not recommend using contact paper because it transferred a lot more than just my original image onto the cup and kind of made it a little bit messy on the background, and I had to do some touch-up work. After learning my lesson from the contact paper, I ended up cutting out the rest of the image that I had drawn on my regular paper and just tracing that in different steps so that I could have a guide, because I definitely didn't want to try this freehand. I'm not that artistic. My favorite color is green, so I knew I wanted to go with a green tail since that was the largest colorful portion of the mermaid. I went for like an avocado-y green for the main part of the tail, and then with accents of a darker green color. I am just using regular acrylic paints for this. I like to use the flat ones rather than the satin or the shiny finish because I feel like it takes less coats to get a good even coverage. So I mixed up a nice tan skin tone color. I'm not sure how this mermaid got this tan though, because she spends a lot of her time out of the sun under the water, and she has a great golden glow going. I might be a little bit jealous because anybody who knows me knows that I can't tan to save my life. So here's where I lay over the cutout portion of my drawing, and eventually off camera I ended up cutting out a little bit more parts of her hair and just different base layers that I knew would be difficult to get symmetrical without a guide. So gradually I just lay those on top of the face as I'm working it. First I did the hair, then the eyes, and so on. Color goes best with green? In my opinion, pink. But since I already had the pink shell, I went for a purple top. Original, I know. It's not like there's any famous mermaids out there with a green and purple combination. To avoid going full-on Little Mermaid here, I made the genius decision to give her blonde hair. I'm such a rebel. To add in some of the finer details, I went in with the paint markers. I just have an off-brand that I got off Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I wanted to have a little bit more control, and I can't achieve that yet with a brush. So I went with the markers, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. The paint markers that I use also have a really good variety of colors, and I was pleasantly surprised that there was a lot of really close matches to the paint choices that I had made earlier on, without really considering what markers I might have in my stash that would match. This is my first time ever drawing anything with human-like facial features, and I'm definitely not an expert at it. I use a lot of different images for references, and I went with bigger eyes because I knew that I was going to have trouble making anything look realistic, so I wanted to go with more of a cartoony vibe while I'm still getting used to drawing faces and people in general. The hardest part for me about drawing faces, and in particular eyes, is the symmetry. It's really hard to achieve drawing freehand. If you have any tips, drop a comment because I could sure use a few. Finally, I'm off to the finishing touches, just adding a few highlights to the hair. With all the time that she spends in the sun, I knew that she would have several highlights, and I wanted to add some dimension to her hairdo. Also wanted to just add a little bit more interest to the shell since it is such a big part. Just some final notes while I'm finishing up here. I do plan on using this cup to drink out of every day while I'm at work, so I did want to seal my artwork with something. I used the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. I don't trust it probably to put in the dishwasher, but a hand washing, I think it'll do fine.
I hope you guys liked what I did today, and thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you back next time. Have a good one.